Good morning, everyone. Michael Quatromani here with Earth Works once again. We are in St. Johns County today, a hop and a skip away from the beach, my happy place. So I'm extremely happy to be here doing this job. We are at the Aguirre residence. Now, Ian and his wife came to us initially just for a pond consultation. Basically, he wanted his whole backyard to become this beautiful destination pond project. A little backstory on him: originally his plans were to install a pool. Now he was running into complications with permeability, percentages, everything like that. So in this case, we were able to tweak and play with the design to give him not a massive pool-sized pond, but we're gonna install a little bit smaller one. He was just so eager to have a water feature in his yard after being denied his pool. So he came to us and we're gonna make his dreams come true today. So as of right now, we pretty much have a cookie cutter builder installed landscape, pretty minimal, nothing too flashy. We're focusing on, like I said earlier, solely on the backyard. The front yard is looking like it's gonna be a phase 2. We're waiting for some new water feature products, some fountains that haven't even been manufactured yet, but once those come in, he's super eager to get some water feature action up by his front door also. So there will be a phase 2 up front. But as of right now, let's go check out the backyard and I'll show you what our plans are. So this is our sod cutter. This is what's gonna help us get his whole yard down to a blank canvas, which is just dirt. We're literally gonna tear everything out. From the fence line all the way back, the existing shrubs going out, all the sod from house to fence is coming out. We're gonna be installing a bed down the fence side. The layout inside is just beautiful. It's super open, so as you can see, you know, they like all that natural sun to come through, and just staring at white fencing is pretty lame. So we're gonna switch that up for them, give them some awesome plants to look at instead. When we're done here, there's not gonna be 1 inch of grass back here. It's all gonna be just one big landscape mulch bed with some little pathways going through it. And the coolest part about this project, obviously, is gonna be his water feature. This is where it's gonna go, right off the patio here. Everything's gonna be pulled up, a little walkway right here so you can access the skimmer and everything like that. Staring from his patio out, you're looking at a lot of houses. So we're gonna give him some privacy. We're gonna do a line of bamboo across the fencing. Hands up.
You move that one?
Ah, man, just doesn't make it happen. See? This doesn't give up.
Day number 2 out here at Ian's place. I'm gonna show you some issues that we have going on right now. We have 5 zone lines going straight through the middle of the pond. The guys right now are working hard on rerouting. We have to trench far all the way down because we're gonna have a berm going through. It doesn't make sense to trench through that. So we're just gonna go all the way to the property line and come back up. It's gonna set us back probably a couple hours doing it this way, but we gotta get it done to get the liner and everything in the pond. So that's what we're faced with right now, and we're working towards getting it done. Hey everyone, we're on day 4. As you can see, we got massive screening plants in, blocking off the neighbors' yards, just adding a little bit more privacy. We got David, Mark, Tim, Boo, Chris, and Brian out here, so there's plenty of work being done, which is great. Tim and Mark are handling the whole lighting system for us, while David's focusing more on landscape. all day yesterday, it took 2 machines really to trench out and reroute all the piping. These blue flags are representing that trench so we don't mess them up further in construction. And really, it's just such a tight space to work in. There's so much going on. There's crucial steps that need to be taken before you can move on. So getting the trees in this morning so Tim can roll hard on the lighting, that was number one. The pond's kind of on the back burner. We're ready to fire it up and start rocking it finally on the 4th day. And even with that, we were set back. We get our rock shipped in from Tennessee, so it's not just right down the street we're getting our material. Our driver was backed up. He was actually pushed, I think a total of like a day and a half on our delivery. So there's been some challenges going on, and right now we're on that cusp of just going really, really hard right now and making this all come together. As you can see, these massive trees, it is doable with our small dingo. Fits right through small gates. Now these root balls on these bamboo, they're actually about 6 feet wide. So we were even shaving down just to get the root balls through the gate. The machine fits no problem, but trying to delegate something that's close to 30 feet tall down someone's tight little side yard, it's quite a challenge. But it's totally worth it. I mean, instant gratification, mature specimens, it just makes the world of difference. Instead of starting out with something that might be 4 or 6 feet high, you already have 15 years of growth, so it's worth it. It's challenging, but at the end of the day, it's gonna make the job. The lighting system that we're installing today out here is Kichler. They have a 300-watt transformer, and the reason we're putting that big transformer on here is because there's potentially a second phase we're going to be tackling in the future for the front yard, so that transformer will be able to handle all of this. Right now though, in the backyard, we're really focusing on all the large plantings. These 2 existing sables, those are getting lit up. The Robellini, the 2 queens, and these 3 large bamboos are all going to have accent uplights on them. So that's a total of 8 uplights, which gives us a little bit of room. We have these guys here. These are our path lights that we install, and these are going to be nice just to highlight ground area. So this is going to end up being this area right here that I'm standing by is going to end up being like some sort of like a walk, kind of meander walkway through here, hugging the pond edge. I know it doesn't look like it now, but it's all going to come together. So sticking a path light down here is just going to illuminate the ground and allow for, it's a safety factor really. And also at night, when you have lights shining up, some splashing the ground, it just pulls in the whole space all together. So we're thinking 1 path here and then maybe a couple just off the patio edge so you can see that defined space. Hey, the next couple buckets, I can even start plopping them on the plywood by hand. I'll work them off. Yeah, just whatever rocks you bring. We can get them up here, out of the way so we can keep running. Yeah. Don't be sorry, you're good.
I want that one to be like right back. Because it's already got like a half through shape to it. I want that for that one like right there.
See, this is the thing. We have rocks all the way out front and just this empty black hole right now, and these guys are already figuring out which rocks they want to use where, and that's the beauty of it. That's how it all starts clicking and coming together. And it's funny because each one of us will have a different like favorite rock or like a spot where we want to utilize one rock. And when each person on the team has that mindset, you really start feeding off each other, and you end up creating something that's amazing that you wish that you had in your own backyard. So this is going to be a sick one. Stoked on it. We are licking our lips because the pond is filling, and that means we're closer to turn on the waterfalls. I hear it though. So Chris and Sid are working on bringing some of the larger rocks that we still have.
No,
I mean,
not.
I'm gonna jump across the pond to remove myself from the knuckleheads. So all of this area around the biofall, we're working in tall, big retaining rocks right now. It's very tricky because we have numerous palms, a bunch of bamboo to work around. Ideally, landscaping would come in after the whole pond was done, everything was finished and ready for plants. But due to scheduling, there was multiple holdups with this job. We had huge irrigation reroutes. So during that time, we can't just sit there looking like idiots, or I don't know if that's acceptable to say, but yeah. So we had to get progress done, which meant all the big plants we started slamming into the ground. So we're working around some obstacles here to get these rocks back there. No big deal. This is the last day, the last 2 hours out here at Ian's property. As you can see, all the plantings are in, everything's super happy in the ground. The pond's totally functional, edge work complete. Just all the little nooks and crannies filled with aquatics and just surrounding foliage. This is one of my favorite projects so far. I think number one, I'm a little biased because I sold it, but number two, just how everything came together. We have such mature specimens surrounding this nice body of water down here. And I wish it was my backyard, to be honest with you, one day. But yeah, so there's 2 things left to do. The guys are about to kick on the irrigation system just to double check all of our coverage, do any slight adjustments to nozzles, just the very fine details that really separates us from a lot of people. This whole patio, we're gonna be moving furniture, pressure washing that. Sometimes working, we fall, end up putting fingerprints up on the wall. There's a little bit of dirt splash. We'll take care of that. Make sure the white fence is still white when we leave. It was super rainy and muddy, so there's a little bit of mud splashes on the backside. So really just tightening everything up and then working our way out. Ian, on YouTube, he was looking at videos on backyard makeovers and just landscape install design videos. He actually found Earth Works videos, some of our makeovers he got a hold of, and he just really felt comfortable with the company and being able to see the entire process. So it's super fun for us to hear that that's where he learned about us, because now we're at his yard making an episode. If you find yourself in a similar situation as far as having questions or just you want to expand your knowledge and what it takes, go ahead, leave a comment. Feel free to do that.